Hey, this is Hallie with Artsy Shark, and today we're taking a deep dive into the topic of art scams and how they are being perpetrated in different ways. Picture this. Sarah, an artist who uses social media, is approached on Instagram. She receives a direct message from someone she doesn't know who claims to be an admirer of her art. In fact, they love everything she has and want to buy several of her designs as NFTs. She responds saying she doesn't know much about NFTs and has never sold them. Then she receives a quick answer from the potential buyer that they want to spend $20,000 to buy a couple of pieces of her art in digital form. They will show her exactly how to set up her art on an NFT sales website so that they can make the purchase. Stop right here and notice what's happening. The scammer has baited the hook and Sarah is ready to bite. She's flattered at the compliments, and a $20,000 sale of her artwork sounds really good, even though it doesn't make any sense that somebody would spend that kind of money on digital images of her work. Still, it's exciting and validating and makes her feel like an up-and-coming artist with a bright future. Unfortunately for Sarah, she has set herself up to be a victim because you cannot be scammed without your permission. That's right. No one can rip you off unless you agree to go along with the situation. And these scammers are criminals who understand the human psychology behind these kinds of scams. They work you to gain your trust quickly, then they take over the situation. This is a huge red flag. Notice who is taking control and dictating how things will be done in this conversation. Scammers convince the artist that they are for real, they have the money, they're ready to buy right now, but a few things have to happen first. They take the reins and start dictating what the artist must do to make the sale. That's where the ripoff takes place. Let's go back to Sarah's story and see what happens next. Once Sarah has bought into the lie that the scammer really wants her art, she's willing to learn how to sell NFTs from them. In this case, the scammer sends a link to a fake NFT website and tells her to set up an account and list her art. They instruct her to upload her images, but then inform her that there are some fees she has to take care of first to be a seller. They explain that there are gas fees, which must be paid in order to make the transaction work. Then she's told there are listing fees and taxes she's responsible for, which also must be paid. They total $1,800, but after all, she'll be making $20,000, so it all sounds reasonable. The fees are payable in Ethereum, which is a cryptocurrency. Sarah follows the instructions to buy Ethereum and sends it to a wallet address, believing it is part of the sales process. Until she realizes it's not, because no sale ever goes through. Once Sarah has sent her cryptocurrency to the wallet address, it's gone forever. The scammer drops her and disappears. They can't be reached, and her money is gone. Sarah feels embarrassed and stupid because she fell for a scam and got robbed. This isn't the only way scams work. Let's take a look at Scott's experience. Being a new artist who had yet to make a sale, he posted his work online and hoped for the best. When he was approached, he responded very positively to all the compliments he was hearing from the supposed collector who contacted him. In fact, the woman who wanted to buy claimed to be a big art collector, and her social media profiles certainly looked like it. He can see that she's got thousands of followers, drives an expensive car, wears a lot of diamonds, and travels the world. Wow, how exciting to have a fan and customer who really wants the art he worked so hard to create. Scott has listed his art on a popular online gallery website with a shopping cart, but the customer informs him that she had a bad experience on that site. She wants to do business directly with him instead. That sounds good, especially since he won't have to pay any gallery commission. They even have a phone conversation in which the customer expresses how thrilled she is to own his art. She picks out 5 of his paintings to buy, which total $10,000. She informs him that she'll transfer the money directly into his bank account and will also arrange for the art to be picked up by a shipper. Everything sounds good. It's a go, and Scott couldn't be happier. A day later, he spots the money transfer that just landed in his bank account. The total due with shipping was $11,000, but for some reason, this transfer was for $16,000. He contacts the buyer about the overpayment, and she responds, saying that the wrong amount must have been accidentally sent somehow. Since she has sent $5,000 too much, she needs Scott to refund it by transferring money to her account. He follows her directions and takes care of the refund, then waits to hear from the shipper who will come pick up the artwork. But that never happens. Because there is no real sale and no shipper, and Scott is the victim of a scam. 10 days later, his bank notifies him that the original transfer of $16,000 was fraudulent. No money had ever come into his account. But the $5,000 that was refunded was very real, and it was Scott's money. He has been swindled by a clever criminal who manipulated him and is long gone, working on her next victim. These stories are just a few examples of the way that scammers steal from artists. Scams are rampant and can ruin people financially. These criminals rob their victims of billions of dollars every year, and the number of scams of all types are increasing every year. But there are ways to avoid getting scammed and keep yourself, your artwork, and your money safe. So let's take a look. You'll remember that Sarah and Scott both cooperated with their scammers, even though objectively, the offers were way too good to be true. They were blinded by flattery and the prospect of a big payday. Don't fall for these tactics. If someone you don't know approaches you out of the blue ready to buy, take a step back and slow down. Does something seem strange or off about a prospective customer? Are they ready to buy right this second? Do they want to purchase multiple pieces? Are they not picky about what they even buy, or they let you choose what it is? These are warning signs. People don't buy art this way. If you feel that you must ask other people whether they think a proposed sale seems real, you can bet that it isn't. Trust your spidey sense and stay away. Don't respond to messages from scammers or engage them in conversations ever. Report them, block them, and delete their messages. Remember, a huge red flag is the question of who is in control. To make the scam work, these fraudsters must flip the script. They won't use an e-commerce website or your shopping cart to buy as a regular, genuine customer would, because those systems have built-in safety factors and deal with credit cards, which must be approved. Instead, they have to convince you to cooperate with them in an alternate way, and they will instruct you how it will happen. Don't fall for this. If you have artwork for sale, instruct all prospective customers that they must use your shopping cart. No exceptions. Don't cave in, regardless of the situation, and scammers will walk away. One way artists can help themselves and others is to have these conversations and share their experiences with scammers. The more we spread the word about scammers and how they operate, the more we can keep ourselves and other artists safe. I hope this video has given you some insights into the way scams are run and how to foil the criminals. Have you ever been scammed? Have you been approached by scammers? What happened? Let us know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.